Okay, well, welcome back, guys. We have another cool build today for an automation customer this time. This setup is going to be going on a Robodrill machining center. There's several cool features on this one. Again, it's for an automation package, so it is robot friendly. And this entire setup is sort of custom made for this machining center. It's still our one-piece casting, so it's a super rigid piece of tooling with high vibration damping properties. And just to start over here to the left, of course, this is going on a Robodrill machining center, so it has the DDR rotary table, and we have it outfitted here with a custom rotary union system. And this just keeps the lines, the hydraulic lines, from being tangled during indexing for this fixture. Okay, so yeah, we have some sheet metal brackets here and a custom adapter that just makes everything fit specifically to this DDR. And then the reason for the hydraulics is, of course, in an automation environment, we need that autonomous clamping. So whether that's pneumatics or hydraulics, we can't use a regular wrench actuated vise. So here we have a KSH3 vise from SCHUNK. This vise provides a lot of consistent high clamping forces during machining, making it a great fit for any automation package. And so what we've done here is, of course, we've machined 4 tapped and reamed holes for locating and mounting the vise. But additionally, we have 4 what I'll call manifolds here that are mounted inside of the trunnion. And these are steel instead of cast iron, as we don't really want to run hydraulics through cast iron. And so the reason we have 4 of them here is that this vise has an open and a closed port needed for actuation. And this customer wanted to be able to orient the vise in either direction depending on the application. So that's why we have 4 specific manifolds embedded in the trunnion to help us run those hydraulics to the rotary union here on the other side. So underneath the trunnion, hard lines are bent here in-house and then ran to keep everything covered from chips and debris during machining. And then additionally, we have these sheet metal covers that not only protect the hydraulic lines, but they allow for proper chip flow during machining. So the last thing that you want, especially in an automation environment, is for chips to build up on both sides of the vise. So, when you get into automation, there's a lot of things that you don't think about, and chip flow is certainly one of them, right? You need a proper chip conveyor. You need chip guards like this just to maintain cleanliness during machining. And then additionally, the last feature that we have is this TS1200 hydraulic brake. And we've gone over this in the past, but just to reiterate, this TS1200 is designed to keep the system very rigid during machining. So it runs straight off the solenoid valve here in this DDR table. So that way, when the internal air brake clamps on this end, we clamp simultaneously on the other end. So you can see this custom port over here that we added to this to allow for that full integration. So the air line runs from the internal brake here to a VecTech booster, which then provides hydraulic pressure down here to the TS1200. And last but not least, we have this assembly here on a 1-inch riser block, and what that allows for is just 360-degree rotation for the client's work holding and their parts. This is very critical because even though you might not be machining at over 90 degrees when you're homing out the machine, it's often that a rotary table is going to want to rotate 360, and so providing a riser block to allow for that clearance is very important. So yeah, that's it, guys. I'm excited to get this up and running for this customer's automation cell. If you're interested in a simple fixture like this to really minimize that part handling and make sure that your robot isn't handling the part more than necessary, then definitely reach out. Thanks.